What's going on, Mountaineer Nation? Welcome back into Hoops from the Hills. I'm Jordan here with,
Mountaineer Paul.
and welcome back to Hoops from the Hills. Before we get rolling into this, we got some fun prospects to talk about. West Virginia hot on the recruiting trail after some transfers, even looking at some high school prospects for down the line. Coach DeVries and his staff doing a great job. Mountaineer Paul is going to tell you all about it. But before we do that, a little bit of podcast business first to get out of the way. I got to acknowledge our tribal chief here, and I'll kick it to Mountaineer Paul for a little ad read.
Today's video is sponsored by Magic Shine Auto Spa and Tint in Morgantown, West Virginia. Magic Shine, your vehicle's care is their top priority. They use only the highest quality products to ensure your car not only looks its best, but is also protected and maintained with the utmost care. From window tinting with top-of-the-line Max Pro Tint to protective coatings from Diamond Protec, they've got you covered. Drive in today and experience the difference of Magic Shine Auto Spa and Tint, where your car shines like new. Shine on, Morgantown. What is up, guys? Welcome in to Hoops from the Hills. Glad to have Jordan in here with me again today. As you guys know, it's been all crickets on the transfer portal trail. We've got the dead period coming up. Not a whole lot of info out there, right? I mean, we're not seeing many offers go out. If they are going out, they're being very secret about it. These last three roster spots, while important, I think this team feels – I don't know this. I haven't spoken to Darren DeVries personally, but I think they're pretty comfortable with the 10 guys they have in the room. What say you, Jordan?
I think so, man. I think especially after the last edition, YesFu, which, Paul did a great job breaking it down here on a video on Hoops from the Hills already. You guys probably already saw that, but definitely, I think that they're probably just looking to kind of fill it out, whether that's some guys that are going to break in some reserve minutes or some guys that can have multiple years of eligibility and maybe help you in the future. I think that they feel pretty solid with the 10 pieces they have that they can, hopefully find ways to win with those guys this year. And you're just kind of, I guess, putting the cherry on top of the cake there with these last three roster spots.
Exactly. And you want to find good bench depth, possibly, a big. I don't think they're going to go that route. I think they should sell it on a transfer portal big. Doesn't mean they can't go to the high school ranks and do that, which kind of segues nicely into a tweet that Jordan has from Brandon Jenkins.
Pull that up here.
Yeah, because Darren DeVries has not been in Morgantown. He has been out and about. Probably, I'm sure he probably stopped by in Iowa for a minute, did a couple things. But I'll let Jordan get to the tweet.
All right, guys. So some impressive stuff here. We got some big name prospects that were out, on the recruiting trail. A lot of coaches out there watching them. But we see, at the top of the list here, this tweet, Brandon Jenkins from 247 Sports, Darren DeVries, along with Tom Izzo, Tommy Lloyd, Pat Kelsey, Kyle Smith, and Kevin Young, along with assistants from Alabama, Creighton, Houston, Ohio State, UCLA, and Xavier, are watching at Utah prospects face at Wildcats Select, which are two big name teams there. But you see here at the bottom of the tweet, this is what's kind of the most impressive part, I think. And you see Coach DeVries and his staff really going after some big prospects already, early in their time here at West Virginia. And Mountaineer Paul is going to tell you more about some of these guys. But we got Nico Bundalo, Akinna Alozi, and Jalen Holland, all of which would be very impressive recruits for the future of Mountaineer basketball or wherever they land. These are big-time prospects. Paul, what can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so let's start off with Bungalow here. This is an elite prospect, obviously. Obviously, Coach DeVries has competition. But think about this, guys. Most of the guys that were there are recruiting transfer portal, right? And these guys that are in the 4-star range, as you can see, he's a 95, 247. He's a 5-star composite player. So the top 10 teams in the country will probably fight it out for a kid like this. But West Virginia has a larger shot, a larger chance to land players like this than they did in the past. And this is the kind of kid that, DeVries is really, really wants on the squad. This is a 6'11", 195 stretch big that can do it all. He's one of the best players in America. You start to look at this offer list, and it's just name a team. If you threw the darts to the dartboard, you'd probably hit somebody. You've got Xavier, Virginia, Syracuse, Seton Hall, Rutgers, Notre Dame, Nebraska, Michigan State, Iowa, Illinois, Georgetown, Cincinnati, Bryant, and I'm sure West Virginia will be on the way. That Illinois right there probably was Chester Frazier. Now, I don't know that for sure, but I imagine it'll be shifted to a West Virginia. Then we've got Ikena Alozi, another player that's really, really talented. Let me get that one pulled up for you. So this is a 6'3", 185-pound shooting guard from Dream City Christian in Glendale, Arizona, close to Nico Marchiol's stomping grounds. Also a 99 composite player, 5 stars, 97 overall. It's as close to 5 stars as you can get. You look at the team list here, and you've got everybody from Kansas to Providence to Villanova, St. John's, UCLA, Oregon, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, Cincinnati. Bryant on both of these lists, which I think is pretty funny, Arizona and Akron. So Bryant swings for the fences no matter what, apparently.
Going after him, man.
They're going after him. And then last but certainly not least is a player that maybe West Virginia has the best chance of getting. If you had to just take a shot and say, out of all 3 of these guys, who would you feel most comfortable with, or West Virginia actually getting? It's probably this guy here, Jalen Holland, because there'd be a little bit less competition for him at a 90 overall, 91 composite. As you can see, still a lot of teams after the kid. I mean, everybody from Missouri to Washington State, Washington. These are basketball schools, a lot of them. TCU with Jamie Dixon, Oklahoma, and that squad. So Brigham Young and Coach Kevin Young, Arizona State. So, I mean, really, really nice showcase. I'm sure there's a lot of other players that we didn't mention. But so he's still busy, and I think the future is – this is not – I think we get caught up, Jordan, in this as being a 1-year thing because we're all so hyper-focused on the next year, right? This next season, like what's it going to look like in year 1 with Darren DeVries? But there's going to be more than 1 year. Right, so it's interesting to see him out there looking at the 25 and 26 guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit, it seems like. And I think, one interesting aspect of it, he's not going to be scared to go out to the West Coast, try and grab some guys as well. It looks like, out there recruiting to get some of those guys. He's not going to be scared to take on, any program in recruiting, and feels like, if you can go get a guy, get him here to campus, get him on a visit to Morgantown, they're probably going to be impressed by the facilities that West Virginia has here in the program that he's trying to build. And I think he's going to do a great job recruiting, and people are going to be impressed with what he adds, from the high school ranks. He's been putting together some great players out of the portal, but, some of these high school guys he's already gotten, let's not forget, flipping Jonathan Powell over from Xavier. Going to have him this year. I think KJ Tenner, an underrated point guard. We've talked about him and that awesome floater that he has. So I think it just shows this staff's really going to swing for the fences when it comes to high school recruiting as well as the portal.
I agree. Love that floater, don't we?
Oh, definitely, man. It's beautiful.
You know what? I'm going to look at the floater one more time. I think it's on his X page, so we shouldn't have to worry about it. It is worth it because he's got one heck of a floater. If you haven't seen KJ Tenner yet, guys, you're about to. Really, really cool kid. There he is. Okay, so the most important part is that he follows me. Let's see. Let's see if I can find. So here, if you haven't seen KJ yet, this is him. He is an undersized player. If you want to undersized, I mean, he's a smaller guy, but on the floor, yeah. Here's some really good highlights of him. Actually, God, that was loud. They speak for themselves. That's that floater.
I don't think it's up, Paul. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think it's sharing.
Okay. I'll you know why? Because I didn't share my screen.
Hey, no worries. I do that all the time.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So I'm going to do my joke again. The best part is he follows me.
There you go.
Okay, now we can go back to the video. Sorry about that, guys.
Floater.
Hey, look, the other day I went through an entire video doing that, and I didn't know until the very end.
Afterwards, I've done that. I've also had myself muted and didn't know until I had afterwards. I had to put it in the comments, let people know I was muted for like 2 minutes.
That's crazy.
Look at
So
that
there's
floater.
that floater.
Got a nice stroke too, man.
He does. What I love about him is his finishing package. As you go through these two videos, there's another one. He's got 9, maybe 10 finishes that he can use, or with either hand. That's what's going to make him dangerous.
So
there's that floater we kept talking about.
He's like 14 feet out on that floater too.
There you go. That's a 23-foot 3. Look at that floater in the middle of the lane right there, man. He's so good at that gray line. Mid-range game. This is going to be an exciting player, guys, for us next year. I'm so excited for this player. And one. Look at these deep threes.
That's a double clutch, man.
Yeah. From the logo. Wow. Are you kidding? And then that's one more here. Yeah, he's super impressive, kid. Is this the same one? No. That's from the free throw line.
Yeah, that floater. He's got that range out almost to 50.
Yeah, it is the same video. But you get the gist, y'all. Let's see. I think there was one more that I really liked. Can't find it. But yeah, you guys get the gist, man. I like this comment. Have to get used to learning country roads. I'll always miss playing for Hoop City. This is the little edit he put together, Jordan. I love this edit that he put together for his commitment video. It's Country Roads playing. I don't know if it's copyrighted, so I'm gonna have to mute it.
Yeah, I just hit the mute. I don't know if I saw this one yet or not.
Love that move. So smooth.
Yeah, man. He's got
look at that.
He's just got great ways to finish at the rim. Despite his size, he knows how to get his body into the right angles.
Yeah, he's gonna be a good player. Not just a good player, a great player. I really believe that offensively. Now on defense, you're gonna have to protect a guy like this. And oh God, that's a nasty cross. Look at that left to right cross. He's got a left to right cross, Jordan, and then back right to left. That's really sick.
Oh yeah,
I love it. There's a nice pass. Yeah, that's one thing I haven't seen a lot of him. He's a scoring point guard, obviously. But I'm sure he's going to have the ability to pass that floater.
I think so. I think you can just tell he's got that good IQ. He's going to have a good feel for it, probably.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how he does in the Big 12 amongst the trees. Right there is a great example, Jordan. You see how easily he gets himself space? Watch this play right here. Watch how easily he creates space for himself to get a shot off. This is why I think he's going to be able to succeed in the Big 12, is how quickly and with his IQ, it's almost like a wide receiver running to the open spot of his own. I love that.
Beautiful.
There's the floater. We love that floater, man. That's going to serve him well. It really is. When you're a little guy like that, one of the best. I mean, I've seen. I knew a guy like that growing up. His name is J3. He had one of the nastiest floaters. It was very similar to that, and it was because he was undersized in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to find the ways to get it up over those trees, man, and that's one way. If you got a floater, man, it's almost unstoppable. It's hard to block that.
Agreed. Let's welcome some of our peeps in here: Timothy Green, Markinson Motto, Nathan Scott, which we'll be bringing on in a second. I'm about to sneeze here. Good Lord.
Appreciate everybody hopping in. I want to remind everybody real quick, hit that like button. That really helps a ton. That's whether, watching live or on a playback. Helps us get out to more people, push it out to more Mountaineer Nation. And that's going to help us a lot always. And of course, subscribe here for future WVU basketball content. Hoops from the Hills. We bring in it a ton. Mountaineer Paul does a great job, and we'll keep it coming.
Appreciate that, man. Before we get to Nathan, what we're doing, guys, is I'm going to bring on one of our listeners and let him talk for a little bit. He's just going to say a couple things he maybe wants to say. Maybe he'll have a question for us. Not really sure, but Nathan, if you want to go ahead and click that link I sent to you and get yourself in the studio, I'll bring you on in here in a minute. And I like this question from Evan, the reporter. Where is the Hills? It's a good question. Just look around if you're in West Virginia.
All over, man.
David, I don't know the answer to that question, brother. I truly don't think anybody does at this point. It's slow right now.
Still waiting. Still just playing the waiting game right now.
Still playing the waiting game. Pokemon Kid Entertainment said he reminds you of Benjamin Butler. Yeah.
I can see that.
Lightsel said I'm his favorite chatter. Good to meet you.
All right, good to meet you, Lightsel.
Okay, man. Let's get him up.
Nathan.
What's up, Nathan?
Yeah, what's up, guys? How are you, Jordan? Paul?
Good. How's it going, Nathan?
Oh, it's going good. Going good. Getting excited.
That's right.
Welcome to the show, man. I appreciate you for joining. Been trying to get you on for a couple of days now. Just haven't really had a lot to talk about, man. So glad you've been able to join. How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going pretty good. Yeah, I've been like I said earlier with you on the phone there, watching these like the portal report. Nothing out there. It's kind of getting sketchy, but there's some big news I kind of do want to explain to you. I think a big time for recruits to come would be during the basketball camp here within the next couple of weeks. I think June 10th through the 13th. You might hear some big news then.
June 10th to the 13th. That's a good – yeah, actually you are right. I forgot all about that.
That's true.
Appreciate that, man. Nathan coming in and dropping news right away. I do appreciate that, man.
That's right. Dropping some knowledge.
So, Nathan, I'll ask you a question, man. So, of the 10 guys that we've added so far, well, is it 9 we've added or 10? What have we added, 9 or 10?
I think 9.
9, and then we had Opry. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what guy do you point to and say, okay, he's the difference maker?
Well, I'm going to say Tucker to begin with. You know, he's going to be a stud.
Obviously, yeah.
I'm really excited defensively for Sincere Harris.
Me too.
Have you guys seen any of his clips playing defense?
I saw the one that was going around on X, man. That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Can you find it?
Lockdown. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah,
Sincere Harris is.
It's worth a watch.
Not only I can say this confidently, he'll be the best defender that we've had since Sags Kanate. And they're not the same position, so you might as well. The better comp is probably Javon Carter, maybe a Daxter Miles, but he reminds me more of Dax than Javon. He's not as strong yet as Javon was, but as far as a game changer, that's what everybody out of Illinois said about Sincere Harris was he changes games on defense, similar to a Gabe Osabuoyan, right, or a guy or Nate Adrian. Those kind of guys that you really need to do that kind of stuff for you, and he is truly special on defense, man. So there's a clip George's going to find here, or try to find of him, Sincere Harris on defense. It is impressive, man. It's like a little clip of him just guarding a few different players. I think he chases people 99 feet around the floor. So
let's see.
We're Alexander, yeah. Appreciate that. I do too, Drum Wolf. Wish we could find another Javon Carter. Yes, absolutely.
I can't find the exact same one, but I did find a couple good ones.
Okay.
Here are a couple of these here. I'm gonna share it without the audio just in case. But you see Sincere Harris on defense here. Watch him get around this screen. I
God,
mean, he's unscreenable.
that's insane. He calls that turnover.
Absolutely. Let's look at another.
That's a great example of some of the ones that I've. Oh, he took himself out of the chat.
Uh-oh.
I'll add him back. Hit the wrong button. Accident. You're muted. Uh-oh. It looks like it went out on you there for a minute. Smack the Devil wants to know, do you think 20 wins is possible this year? I'll let you know if I hear you, Jordan. I don't hear you yet.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Got it? All right.
Yep.
I don't know what happened. It bought me out of the whole stream there for a second.
It just knocked you out?
Yeah. And it popped right back up in. I don't know if it's my internet kicked out for a second or what, but.
Wow. It's live, technical stuff's going to happen.
What can you do? Live right.
Smack the Devil, that's a great question. I do think it's possible, yeah. Because you got Tucker DeVries, and, he's one of those – you just don't get players like him every day, but we're going to have to, I think, be a defensive-minded team, personally. I think that's why you saw us grab some of the players that we got. I truly do think we're going to be a more defensive-oriented team. Now, I don't know what we're going to look like at the rim. Obviously, Andre can defend the rim. Outside of that, I think we're going to be, a true pack line type defense team this year, similar like Tony Bennett, the kind of teams he has. He hasn't always had the biggest 7-footers at the rim either, but they always play really tough, hard-nosed defense and don't let you get in the lane. So what do you think?
Yeah, man, I think that it's possible. I think, like you said, going to have to be a defensive-minded team. My one concern of, it being able to reach that is, like you said, kind of the lack of big men on the roster. I think, with the way they're trying to set it up, they want to be able to play good defense, grab defensive boards, and get out in transition. I think the only problem is, are we going to be able to grab the boards? Is my only concern is how's our rebounding going to be with this team? If they're able to work that out with the guys that they have, I think they have good length, despite the fact that we don't have, necessarily a ton of, what most people would call bigs. Really, we have great length with the forwards that we have a lot of 6'8", 6'9" guys. 6'8"
We do
above. So I think we got guys that could rebound. We're just a little bit light, but also that's going to help us on the offensive end. I think we're going to be a mismatch for a lot of teams. So it'll be interesting to see. I think if the rebounding aspect is there, I think you could see it happen.
What do you think, Nathan?
Yeah, I think it's very well possible, especially if they can go 10, maybe 12 deep. I don't see that right now happening. But let me ask you guys this. What do you think of Aiden Nelson staying? Because he's still on the roster, showing anyways.
Yeah, if they don't add all the guys, I think he'll be there, Will he play? Probably not. I mean, he'd be the last guy, I love Aiden. I talked to Aiden, but I don't know if he's a Big 12 caliber guard. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he is on defense, and maybe he could be. And I've not seen him play. I don't even think I've seen any of his basketball stuff. So I'm just saying that based off him not really getting to play last year either, But and from what other people have said about him. But what makes you bring him up? Do you think he could make a difference?
No, my just concern bringing him up would be depth-wise.
Right. No, I mean, in practice and stuff, he could help with that. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, like you said, I don't know a ton about his game really, and he hadn't played a lot necessarily since being here. I think I've heard in high school he was pretty highly regarded from what I've seen people talk about on social media and stuff
Kentucky.
like that. But yeah, Kentucky, that's where it was. I was trying to think. I was wanting to say Tennessee for some reason, but Kentucky, you're right. And I think that's one thing I've been just kind of interested to see, because I've seen a lot of people when they're kind of counting up the roster spots, including him, and I was wondering if that was officially confirmed or people were just kind of assuming that he was going to stick around. But I think kind of like Nathan brought up there, if you need the depth, why not have that extra body there? Especially you've still got 3 spots right now. He could take one of those, or whatever. So I think that it's someone to keep around, and that could potential. What's the worst that could happen? A guy that played high school basketball, he might have a high ceiling and could surprise you. You never know.
Yeah, agreed.
The way they're planning to run, they're going to need some guys to have some depth, I think. So it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Thank you for the $2 super chat, Pokemon Kid Entertainment. He said, "Let's go Mountaineers." I'll be sure to catch your next comment. Leo Cole, thank you for the comment. He said, "Hey Paul, glad you're alive tonight. Love to know more about the. Are there any more bigs coming to WVU? Or are we going to play small ball with like 3 guards? We're going to play small ball with probably 4 guards, to be honest with you, Leo. But like for instance, Toby Okani would be the other big in this scenario. Just in this scenario, you're going to have, let's say, just for argument's sake, you're going to have probably, let's say you have Tucker at the 3, let's say you have Javon Small at the 2, and let's say Sincere Harris, Small at the 1, Sincere Harris at the 2. Okani would play the 4 in that scenario, with probably Andre with the 5, right? So you're going to be running a 4 out at that point, with the big floating around, flashing up to the high post, trying to post up on the block. That's why it's really important to have a low post presence and score in that kind of offense. But there are ways to go about it to where, like a guy like Andre, he's not terrible at all. I'm not saying he has shown the ability to play against big-time guys. If you go look at the year before Fresno State, he went up against some really talented bigs and won out a lot of nights. So people are underestimating him a little bit, but he is not a guy that can go over either shoulder. He's really, really kind of limited to the right shoulder because he's left-handed. So he loves to go over that right shoulder. Who knows? He works on his game and get the right hand going. He can contribute down there and maybe be like a Jesse, get some garbage rebounds and stuff back in, get points that way. But maybe, what we're going to rely on is, you look at it right there. Obviously, Andre's going to be almost 7 feet tall. Tucker 6'7", 6'8", Okani 6'8", and then you've got Small, right? And then you got a guy, and on sometimes you may have another 6'7" or 6'8" guy, and instead of Sincere Harris. So you're going to have a lot of length on the floor. The West Virginia Final Four team that ran the 1-3-1 is a great example, right? They didn't have any 7-footers. They ran a 1-3-1. Who suggested it? Joe Mazzulla. He played in the back. And that was one of the best defenses we've ever seen, right? So at least at West Virginia. So it can be done. It doesn't have to. Listen, it's a copycat league. Everybody won with bigs last year, so that's all they think about is bigs. For years, what did you hear won championships in college basketball, though? What won championships? Guards, right? So I think both can be true.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, it's not a bad strategy to take to zig if everybody else is going to zag. And Coach DeVries knows his system and what he's had success with. I think, it might be a change. People, just a new style of ball to get adjusted to see WVU playing. But I think, playing with all the guards, getting out and running, it's going to be exciting to watch. I think, just different than what we've seen in the past, because it was always trying, work from the inside out, run the offense. And this one, ideally, you're not really going to have to set up the offense. In most scenarios, you're going to get out and run and get up some quick shots, and should be exciting to see. And you're going to need those guards on the floor when you do that, so that you can grab that rebound and throw it out to any one of the 4 and get out there and get in transition.
Boom. What say you, Nathan?
You took the words out of my mouth about the Final Four team. They didn't have a true 7-footer. I think Devin Ebanks played the 5 that year.
Wellington Smith and Devin Ebanks, yeah.
Yeah, Wellington Smith. They both shared the load at the 5, and you look at that
John
team.
Flowers was good. They had so much length.
They were great. They had that 1-3-1 with the press. It was kind of a press kind of deal.
Yep. And you've got Hugs draw. He was really in his element at that point in time. That was like prime Hugs for me. Like, he was really good at. There was no analytics. It was Hugs just randomly saying trap, trap, trap. And they would trap just on random increments. I'm sure if you went back now with analytics and scouted it, I'm sure he had tendencies. But back then it wasn't as prevalent. I think they were around a little bit, but not like they were now. Sean Uphold with the $10 super chat. He's our channel sponsor. We thank him very greatly for this. What's up, boys? Late to the party. That's because you were eating dinner. You texted me right before I came on and told me, so I know you were eating dinner.
That's what I'm doing after.
So now that Sean's on here, we got an awesome announcement. Our website is live. WV Insiders with an S.com is live. We're going to go there now. And I have some stuff that will be relevant to our conversation. Players we have contacted in the last week. So we're going to go there. Let me see really quick if I can present, share. So are we there? Can you see it? All right. This is WVInsiders.com. It is official. The website is up and running, guys. Please go there. Check the site out. We're really proud of it. Sean really put a lot of work into it. He's really good at what he does with the code and all that stuff. He really knocked it out of the park.
It looks great.
I'm really, really proud of what he did, man. And all I did was just whatever he said I needed to do, So he gets all the credit, even though he don't want it. So thanks for that super chat, though, man. So let's talk about an article I wrote on bugs the other day. Let's see if I can find it here. Should flash up. Let's go to basketball. Okay. So this is now, if he's committed in the last couple of days, guys, I wouldn't know. So hopefully that doesn't make this irrelevant. But I titled it Sniper in the Making, WVU Eyes Transfer Guard, John Bugs III. What is that deep thing happening? What is that noise? It sounds like an old school like when they're yelling for help back in the day.
I heard it too. That's the first time I heard it.
West Virginia University has 10 scholarship players committed to a 2024-25 season. But the Mountaineers are still looking to strengthen their backcourt. Their latest target on the radar is North Texas transfer guard John Bugs III. And Jordan, while I'm reading this, can you see if you can find anything on X about him highlight-wise that wouldn't be like YouTube or violate anything? I appreciate that, man.
Gotcha, brother.
Bugs, the 6'3" guard, has attracted interest from several programs, including Drake, East Carolina, East Tennessee, Memphis, St. Louis, South Florida, St. John's, A&M, Tulane, Utah State, University of Texas, San Antonio, WVU, among others, as reported by the Portal Scoop. In the 23-24 season, Bugs averaged 7.3 points per game and 2-point rebounds per game, shooting 44% from the field and an impressive 45% from three-point range. Showcasing his sniper-like shooting ability, he delivered standout performances against SMU, LSU, and Porter Atlantic. Hailing from Homer, Louisiana, Bugs has also played at UMass, Hill College, Texas, and UTSA during his career. He has 1 year of eligibility remaining. In addition to his sharp shooting skills, he brings a strong pump fake to his game and excels with the ball in his hands, making him a versatile and valuable option to any addition to any team. West Virginia has been active in the transfer market, securing 7 transfers this offseason. Tucker, Sincere, Amani, Toby, Eduardo, Javon, and Joseph Yusufu. However, the Mountaineers have also seen several departures. Josiah Harris, Seth Wilson, Pat Sumanek, Kirk Risa, Jeremiah Membry, Kobe Johnson, Ali Ragab, and Noah Farrakhan. Transfer portal entry window closed on May 1st. Players who entered by that date can continue their recruitment as long as needed. West Virginia Sports Now, it's a typo. We'll keep you updated. Sorry about that. I must have been to put .com and put now just because I'm so used to the That's my fault. Stay tuned to see if John Buggs, with his exceptional off-ball movement and deadly accuracy, will become the next sniper for the Mountaineers. Sorry about that, guys.
I got
So,
a highlight video here for me to show real quick.
yeah, so this dude is probably one of the best shooters that I've seen in the portal. He doesn't have huge points per game, but you'll see. You'll see. He's got a stroke on him.
Let's see here. Oh, yeah. And one. Got a quick release.
Love that.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, absolute sniper, man.
And what's funny is this entire highlight, I watched it already. I don't think he shoots a two. He literally, all his points come from behind the arc. It's the funniest thing ever.
And that's what's even more impressive about the percentage. You know, it's 45% or whatever because he shoots that many. So that makes it even more impressive to know that he has that many that he shoots and he still is shooting that high of a percentage.
With that release, he reminds me of Casey Mitchell.
Yeah, he does kind of have that quick release, that kind of like Casey Mitchell-esque. He's got
Yeah.
that kind of that quick, pull your arms down real quick, don't really hold your follow-through up type thing.
Allen Iverson made that popular.
Yeah, man. I remember I used to play on the NBA Live. They would always do that, man. Play the NBA Live PlayStation 2 games back in the day and have that quick little release like that after AI started making it popular.
Yep, that's true. That's true. So, also, something that Sean said, the forum's open, so go sign up and help us get some topics added. His brain is dead. That's right. We have a forum, guys. Remember, we were talking about a forum. We wanted to add a forum that everybody can use so that you'll come to the website. And we're going to add some, like Timothy Green will be one, some moderators, so that people that are mistreating people, it's one thing to have a disagreement, but once you get into the bullying, name calling level, I just don't agree with it. So it's probably something I'll police pretty hard. I'm not saying you'll get kicked out. I'm just saying you'll get a warning. Second or third strike, you're done. I'm not going to allow the personal attacks. We're all supposed to be Mountaineer fans. So other than that, though, because all these other ones, man, they're just not policed, really. So maybe people like it that way, think it should be that way. You don't have to agree with me, but at the end of the day, that's how I want my forum to be ran. I think Sean agrees with me too. So. How you shoot over bigger players, teardrop shot, step back. I see that on there. It made me laugh.
That's right.
Any preseason teams this year to gel the team, Europe or otherwise? Yes. Yeah. The Italy trip should still be on the board. I don't know because that was supposed to be a Josh Allen. One of the things that,
I think it is. I believe they're still supposed to go. It's like late July, I think, something like that. I think is when it was supposed to be.
Well, this is what I don't understand, and
let me see if
God forbid, I don't want to talk about Josh Allen bad, guys. I don't. But some of the stuff he did, putting off the Italy trip, I understand why they did it, because they didn't have enough bodies, right? They didn't have enough players. But, it was like he was thinking some of those moves he made, he was thinking for the future so hardcore. And it was like, man, you're like in a Neil Brown 1 year type situation here. Like, why are you future tripping so much? And the Italy trip decision was one of those where I was like, I felt like they could have added some pieces that were like now, and they went future instead, and maybe could have made that Italy trip. But that's, I'm not in his shoes, and that was a really hard situation.
No, definitely.
I think I'm not trying to
good chemistry though too. I agree with you.
they could have built some chemistry, right? That's where I was at with it, and I don't know what, if any, difference it would have made. Certainly now that we're on the other end of it, I feel like we made out, with who we have, coach, but it was a tough year, man.
Indeed. Indeed, it really was. It was tough to navigate, and they did the best they could to make it through and get through. And at least now, we're on the other side of it, and of course, brighter days ahead. I think as they continue to, build this roster, and like we said, kind of all quiet on the Western Front right now, but that doesn't mean they're not behind the scenes working. I think it was the latest episode of Three Guys I was listening to, and Tony Caridi was talking about when they were out on the coaches caravan. Darren DeVries just constantly on the phone talking, to coaches, talking to prospects, everything. He said he's, working a ton right now. So, he's putting in the work, and he's going to continue to, build this roster. He's done a great job bringing in the pieces that he has already.
All right. So forums are live, guys. Here they are. Well, it says not live here, Sean. Now, is that because nobody's in there yet, or?
Could be.
I'll let Sean explain that part. But he posted just a second ago that they were live. Now, I'll let Sean explain that part, and my typo's been fixed. Thank you.
That was quick.
Appreciate that. I remember at the time I was researching on WV Sports Now and WV Insiders. It's also saying WV's got WVSports.com. You got WV Sports Now, WV Insiders. And my brain was cooked, man, after that Bugs article. But yeah, we want to have a good website, y'all. So I know I'm overdoing it a little bit, but I really do hope you guys come and join up over there. I promise you this, man. We'll continue to do right by you guys. We really will. I have a lot of faith in, especially some of the guests we have coming up. Some of the things we have coming up. If everything goes well, we could be adding another possible channel to this whole scenario, not just Mountaineer Paul, not just Hoops from the Hills. So we're trying to work on some stuff, guys, to grow. And we're talking about this thing can get really big really quick. So be a part of it, man, before don't be late to the party like Sean was.
Yeah, please share.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I'm going to hop on here after we get off. I'm going to sign up on those forums. You guys should do the same. We'll get on there. It'll be a fun place to chat, hang out and stuff. And anything Mountaineer Paul does, he really puts his heart and his all into. So this website's going to be awesome. If you haven't read any of the content, go do it. They're all really awesome articles for sure.
Smack the Devil said, no doubt, keep the hate for Pitt.
Always.
I like that.
I'm glad Tucker did the alternate version of Sweet Caroline.
What is it?
Tucker knew the alternate version of Sweet Caroline on the show the other night. I got a good chuckle out of that.
Yeah. I got what you're saying.
It didn't take long to learn that one. Yeah, I'm sure everyone was letting him know.
Oh man.
Leo Cole's asking about Small. You got any update on Javon Small, Paul?
You saw the interview the other day, Leo, or if you didn't, go check it out. Everybody I've talked to said he's going to sign. And you have to read between the lines on stuff a little bit, but there are other things holding him up. It's not a decision that, at least that I can tell, it's not that he's being tempted elsewhere. It's that when you change colleges, certain things have to be right, and in this situation, not everything is happening as smoothly or as fast. They'll get it fixed, but college credits, those kind of things. So that's what's going on, guys. So just let it play out, and we'll see, but one thing we know about West Virginia is it's not exactly a hard school to transfer to, like Michigan or Notre Dame would be. No offense to us, but we're just not academically thought of that way. Not a bad school at all. I got it tattooed on my chest, but I'm just saying, academically, we're not as well thought of as some others, So it is what it is. We accept it. We're okay with that. We're okay with that. So
Got it on my shoulder.
he's got it on his shoulder.
I got it on my back. Together we have a whole torso.
Oh, Lord. Guys, don't forget to like the video, as always. Trying to find my little prompts here, but where are they? Where are my prompts? They're gone. Every time you see when Coos and we still share the same StreamYard account. And, we have different themes for different, and he switches the theme. And then I'm like, I'm just not, I forget about it. And
that's my problem. Anyway, I'll forget to check beforehand, and then I'll live, and I'm like, oh, where's this and that? And I don't ever know. And you never know how StreamYard's going to act anyway. Sometimes there's some funky things anyway.
There's one. No, not that either. There we go. Please like the video, guys. Drop a comment below and subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. As you can see, we got a lot of new stuff happening. We're going to be having some more players on the show at some point in the near future. It's not something we want to do every week because it would get old fast if we brought everybody in the roster. I'm not saying we can get everybody on the roster, but we got a couple guys we've spoken to. So, and I'm also working on football too. I'm trying to get Garrett Green, man, and it's tough. He's got a lot of commitments, but I'm still working on that, so it's not because it has nothing to do with me not willing to pay him. I'll say that much. It's all about everybody wants to. You know what I mean?
I'm sure.
It's like, I'm just saying hypothetically. I'm not saying this is what I'm offering him, but let's say I'm offering him $3,000. Somebody else is offering him $7,000. You know what I mean? And he's got to make concessions, I guess. But I didn't realize he was that busy. But he's making a killing this year, y'all, which is good for him. But So we're trying to get this stuff done, for you guys. And if there's any other stuff you want to see about the channel, like, I've had people on here before. We've had Chase Harler on the show. We've had other former players on. I can't even remember everybody right now. We've had other players on the football channel too. Like, what do you guys like? What do you show up for outside of the, the portal news or the realignment stuff? What do you guys show up for? Like, what gets you excited to come to these channels? I would like, let me know in the comments, because I like to make the content I like to make, but if you guys aren't going to watch it, it does give me cause to pause. Hey, so Mark,
off season you need those extra ideas as well, because in the off season sometimes there's not a lot of things happening.
Exactly. I was just saying there, Sybil Mark, it's just a credits thing from what I understand. It's just his college credits. That's what that's what I've been told. So we'll see. I don't think it's anything like you don't want to come here or anything like that, like people think. I know it's worrisome, and it can still happen. He can still go somewhere else. But I do know that it was something to do with credits or something too. At least I haven't spoken to Javon Small. I'm not saying that either, but as far as that goes. But a lot of people in the know have told me that. So we'll see. Sean said, okay, sorry, I made a typo, fixing something early and crashed the forms. They're fixed now. Oh, okay, let's go see. At least I want to see what they look like real quick.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right. Okay, here we go. So there we go. Come join the forum, guys. You can start a topic right here. You can sign up right here. So there we go. We'll figure out a way for And don't forget, we're going to figure out a way for you to join as well. We're going to have these monthly memberships. Maybe we'll make the forums paid at some point. I'm not exactly sure. Or maybe they already are. I don't even know. Oh, yeah, there we go. He did before I even make an account. Yeah.
everybody beat Paul to it. Everybody do it while the stream's going on, and that way you beat him to it.
If I'm going to have number one, it's like that's like hitting a home run and somebody keeping your baseball.
Right. Just seems wrong. But hopefully everybody does sign up though, man. That's gonna be a lot of fun over there. Can't wait to join myself.
A little more X's and O's inside when the games start would be great.
For sure.
What's that mean? What does he mean by that, Jordan?
I'm guessing just as far as more of like once this, I'm guessing like football. I don't know if you're talking basketball here or football on Mountaineer Paul, but either one, I'm guessing kind of more of like a I don't know film review, but just kind of analyzing, what they're running offensively and stuff like that. So that's the way I took it, anyways.
I get it now. I read it wrong. When he's like inside when the games start, just
gotcha.
It just screwed with my head. He's mean when the games start back again. Well, X's and O's. Okay.
Oh, he said insight. He meant insight. Okay, that makes more sense.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Makes sense. Yes, membership options are coming down the road, Sean. I think that was yeah. So I mean, it's going to be free right now. If you join, guys, it's not going to be free much longer. I'm definitely going to be making that every other forum is paid in some way, so I don't see why we should be any different. But it's not going to be expensive. But I do believe that if you're paying for something, the thought I've been told is, especially where forums are concerned, if somebody's paying $3, $4, $5 a month or something, they're going to go and see what's going on with it. If they're not, they might go 2 months in between without checking on it.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, it's I'm learning that like with that Dutch Miller thing and all that, how it worked out. I'm learning I have to have more revenue streams than I realized at once. Like only relying on one egg in your basket, it's not smart in this field. So
tough, yeah. Gotta have multiple things going on for sure.
As you know. Yeah, but Smack the Devil, definitely we can do that, man. So Sean, appreciate you for doing that, man. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You've been a huge help to everything. I mean, it couldn't happen without him. So big ups to Sean, man. Sean's on X, by the way. Sean Uphold, same name. Go hit him up, guys. He needs to become an overnight success too, celebrity.
That's right.
I ain't got a whole lot else tonight, guys. We've been on here for almost an hour.
Yeah, that's it. It's like I said, slow news, slowly out, but I think there's going to be more to come soon. Like Nathan mentioned, maybe there's basketball camps. We'll hear some more about some recruits coming down the line, but definitely WVinsiders.com. Mountaineer Paul's going to keep you updated there, keep you updated on Hoops from the Hills as well. I think it's going to be, some good more prospects coming for the Mountaineers, but right now the roster's kind of holding steady, and we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, I know everybody will feel a lot better about things if Small signed. And I think, Yesufu signing made some people worry, like, oh, wait, is he a backup plan for Small not signing? Yeah. But I don't think so at all. I think he was truly the backup plan as a backup point guard.
Yeah, I think so too.
But, if everybody's holding on to, well, it's here we say, Curtis, if everybody's holding on to West Virginia signing another big, I'd hold my breath too long, man. What do you think, Nathan?
I don't think they'll get what you call true big. If they was going to get a shot at the big, I thought the guy from Bellarmine would have come.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He signed with, I don't remember. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Bia. He was a good player too, man. Ole Miss threw out some money this year in basketball, no doubt.
Yeah.
You don't hire Chris Beard not to, though. That's
Right.
the thing. If you bring in Chris Beard, your basketball program, as well as football. It's not football anymore. You hire Chris Beard, you turned it into a basketball school. So, I mean, we wanted him. It would have been. He's one of the only guys I would have taken. Now that I know how DeVries works, I'm not saying I would take him now, but before we hired DeVries, he's one of those guys I would have taken.
Yeah, he was up on my list. He was up on my list too initially.
But as far as like Dusty Bain stuff, I really liked DeVries better. I really did, even before. Like, I was looking at what Dusty did. It's just a 1-year deal. It's like, it's scary, man, to me. Yeah. He's a lot of – he'd have been high risk, high reward probably. I think he's in a good situation at Michigan. But
I think so too. But the only thing that worries me is, like you said, it's the 1 year. But then if you look at that year, that was a crazy tournament that year too. So it's
San Diego State made it too, didn't they?
Yeah, San Diego State was in there. I mean, there was only like UConn was the only one that was a decent higher seed, I think. So
right.
I got a question for you guys. How early did you know DeVries was coming?
Oh man, I knew pretty early. I don't
want
to seem like that guy. I don't want to be that guy. Well, I think I told you about it.
Yeah, I was about to say Paul did for sure because he was the first one to let me know. So
I knew early myself.
Nice, man. Awesome. I should have been talking to you then, huh? Yeah, I mean, I knew a long time before it happened, y'all. I did, but look, you guys. A lot of you guys have 9-to-5 jobs, and all I have is to make connections with people. And I think I've said it on this show many times. I worked my ass off to get intel, because I wanted to be in the know so bad. It's just something I've always wanted, and like I hated not being on the inside of West Virginia stuff, like having to wait on message board info for years. And so I just, shot my shot a couple people. But even now, I mean, I'm still so far outside the loop on some things. It's ridiculous, Like you just can't be. I realize like you can't know it all. There's going to be people on X that don't even do this that find out about stuff before we that do this for a living or side hustle do. And for a while there, that bothered me though. I'm like, why am I not? But now I'm just to the point to where I'm like, I'm grateful to know the stuff I do know, and what I don't find out is that's what meant to be.
Sometimes they do a good job keeping it under wraps, and
they do, man. That's what they're doing right now.
Yep, exactly. I was about to say that's what we're in the midst of. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. Just because it's not all out in the open doesn't mean they're not working. They're definitely working.
Like I'm saying, I think more news is going to come the camp week.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm going to run something by you after we get off the live, Paul, if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem, man. Check your latest comment for video ideas. Try to find it, Mark. Because Mark always has good ideas. I'd like to.
Here it is.
Okay. Do a live on West Virginia top 25 best places. Would you guys like that?
It's a good idea.
Because I could definitely dig into stuff like that. I could make a reel. I don't want to commit to it, but I could make a reel. I would have to see how much work goes into that. But I could probably make a reel of the top 25 plays, my favorite top 25 plays, basketball. Saad Kanate would be like 5 of them probably. I'm serious. Jerry West has got a couple. Man, I'd have to go through
game winners. I mean, he had several that season, that Final Four.
Would you guys want it to be, if I did it, would you want it to be a comprehensive look, like the totality of West Virginia basketball, or would you like a little more condensed look, like let's say like the last 20 to 30 years? What do you think would be best? Because I mean, I can go back and look at what Jerry West did, but how many people were alive and really connect with it? As to where you look at, if you watch the Pat Wright run against Louisville in overtime, that gives me chills to this day. I watched it live. So, stuff like that matters, I think, when you're going back and doing them kind of videos.
Yeah, maybe get
I
like
went back and watched the
coach styles
Cincinnati game
from
and
last year.
the Big East champ, the game before the Big East championship or the Big East championship. I can't remember. I think
Oh yeah,
one of
yeah.
the two, where Butler hit the crazy three at the end,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Lance Stevenson. Yeah,
and that
yeah, he
that
banked that
season
one.
gives me cold chills out of any season.
Yeah, then that highlight
That was a
video.
good one. Forgot all about that one. Uh, you know, Joe Mazzulla had a great one. Uh, the Devin Ebanks dunk in the Big East tournament.
Oh yeah, can't forget that. Joe Alexander, he's gonna have a couple in there, maybe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Darius
Yeah,
Nichols.
Darius Nichols,
Yeah, Darius Nichols.
game winner in the NIT. That was a
Yeah,
big one.
yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good ones. Yeah, it'd be a tough list to make, but just to narrow it down to however many, whether it's 25 or less or whatever, because there's a lot. We just reeled off probably 10, 15 right there.
Sure did. Yeah. I could even go back and just do an entire clip on West Virginia beating up on Luke Herringody.
Hey, there you go. Yeah,
I hated Luke Herringody so much.
I think everybody did. And it
I
felt like
did
he was
too.
there for like 20 years.
Let's look at a picture of Luke Herringody real quick.
Oh gosh, do we have to?
Oh yeah. Just so we can hate him again. All
we
of us
gotta,
at the
we gotta
same
bring
time.
back the memories.
Yeah. Where's the one I saw that made me mad the other day when I saw it? It's just how he looked whenever he was. Now, as he got older, it's not as bad. Yeah, here's one. I hate that picture of him.
He always looked like he needs a haircut.
Yes.
Like he's just like super bushy on top.
You know who he actually reminds me of? He reminds me of the kid that played on, what was it? Where the kid got the super rocket arm and played baseball for the Cubs.
Oh,
How slim he got right there.
I know what you're talking. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head.
Look
Dang,
how
that doesn't even
skinny.
look like the same guy.
He's actually cut up and everything.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's definitely later years because he never looked like that when we played him.
I'm trying to find one of them haircut ones. Shoot, there was one. The one I had the other day was the perfect haircut. Look at that.
Of course, that's on there because he owned him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess I probably should have specified.
Yeah, that's what we want. The Notre Dame.
Yeah. There it is.
There, yeah. He looks like he could have been
Look at that bowl cut.
He's in the Von Erich family. He could have been an Iron Claw.
Well, that's coming back today. Well, I see a lot of kids that are going back to the older
The bowl cut.
hairstyles, and that's one of them that's coming back. The mullet's coming back.
Look at those cargo shorts.
Oh yeah, those were the thing back in that era.
No. Fucking
Yeah, he was one that
haircut.
you love to hate. You love to hate.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like Tyler Hansborough is what he reminds me of, like that kind of player.
Yeah.
Except you love Tyler Hansborough.
I was gonna say Hansbrough was one I loved, but I think he had the same. Like if you didn't like UNC, then a lot of people probably feel the same way about Tyler Hansbrough.
I didn't like the pit center from the Pittsnoggle years.
I didn't like any of the pit centers.
I can't remember what his name was. I couldn't stand the way he looked.
DeJuan Blair,
Blair, that's the one.
Sam Young.
Yeah.
Blair, and then there was the guy from Georgetown, Hibbert. Oh man, Hibbert got him on nerves.
Roy
too.
Hibbert. Yeah.
Roy Hibbert.
He's on ESPN now.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Makes me
He
feel
looks
old.
wild. He looks crazy too, man. Hibbert. He's enormous. He's like a huge dude, man. He's like 7'3". Remember Hashim Thabit?
Oh yeah, at the beat, man. He was like 7'5".
Yeah.
That guy was a monster. It's a shot blocker.
Hey, Hibbert had some really big time All-Star years with the Pacers.
Yeah, he did, man. Yeah, he did. They were having a nice little him and Danny Granger in them back then. They had a nice little run.
Look what you started, Mark.
Yeah, look, you got us going down rabbit holes that we didn't even know we were going down.
And speaking
Yeah.
of old players from the past, did Kevin Pittsnoggle's son ever sign with anybody? He's a senior.
Is he?
I didn't know. Not that I heard.
I saw that last year. Last year about his son. I don't think so. You'd like to see these kids be good enough to play for West Virginia or any college, like the Noel Devine thing. That was ugly how that all went.
Yeah.
I did a video on that, but it's just not. It's not always meant to be.
Yeah, sometimes it is. Sometimes those legacy players, it's hit or miss. But hopefully he ended up somewhere nice. I'd say if he's anything like his dad, he probably had a nice landing spot. I'm sure.
He's like 6'7".
We got the silver mark stamp of approval. This episode
thanks, Mark. Appreciate that.
Feels like yesterday you were playing ass Pitts on NCAA basketball. Oh, Pittsnogle.
Oh,
I thought you were talking about there's another typo, Sean. You feel like your child was playing ass Pitt on NCAA
I was
basketball.
about to say, come on, Sean. Why were you playing as Pitt, man? Unless you were like making them lose or something. I mean,
It's like Coos going to Kansas.
right?
Coos has gone to Kansas. Yeah, he's still gone. He ain't made it back yet. Should do a top 25 ways Mountaineers show hate for Pitt. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's – listen, I could think of a few. I mean, obviously there's the obvious ones, right? There's obviously you start with Sweet Carolina and you move down from there.
Yeah.
Some of the game stuff that's happened in game we can talk about. But then you go to like the social media stuff. You can get into that. Like you can go pretty deep with it.
That's true.
Or smack. So, all right, you guys got another 12 minutes out of me there. So,
hey man, they get us talking. They never know where we might head.
Mountaineer Paul each pick shirts coming soon. Oh, would you guys want something like that?
Some merch. Can get some merch up on the site.
Merch. We need to get some merch. Hey, listen, I'm going to be honest, man. Like the Mountaineer Paul logo is pretty clean, right?
Yes.
I really love that logo, so I'm excited about getting it on some merch.
It would look great on a shirt, hat, any of that.
On a hat, yeah, it would. It'd look pretty good.
Yeah,
never enough, Paul.
They want us to keep going, huh?
Insiders will be changed to just me, just a picture, like one of those glamour shots.
Yeah, just looking off into the distance. Yeah.
My dad was old school hillbilly man, and he'd always stick his thumbs in his pockets like that.
Yeah.
He'd always be looking off into the distance somewhere. He's always doing it.
There you go. You just recreate it, man.
Me and my sister have a running family joke about it. Him always looking off into the distance.
That's funny.
He did it at the Gator Bowl after we beat Georgia Tech, the Calvin Johnson game.
Yeah.
I was listening to the radio afterwards, and I'll never forget. He was just standing in front of the car. The sun was in front of us. He was just looking at it off in the distance.
He was just taking it all in, man.
He was just taking it all in.
I don't blame him.
That was a fun game, man. I was in the end zone. I was in the end zone season, Jacksonville, for that.
That's awesome.
Calvin Johnson ran a post to the pylon from my left, his right hash. So he went all the way to the left, to his left hash from the right hash on a post.
Yeah.
And outran everybody. Like he was at an angle outrunning everybody. He was in that 4.3 range at 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah. He was a freak, man.
Yeah, and retired at 30 years old. He probably had another 5 years.
At least.
He's 3. I seen him. He came on something the other day. I hadn't seen him in years. He came on ESPN the other day. I was like, gosh, man, he's still looking young. Oh, that's right, because he retired at 30.
Yeah. It came out of nowhere, too. Nobody saw that one coming. But
no.
I remember watching that bowl game being like, that guy's going to be something. Like, that guy's legit.
I remember the Lions fans were like, "We're cursed. The two best players we've ever had retired at 30."
Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson. Yeah. Then they lose Stafford. He goes wins the Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah.
I said they're finally getting it together now, though, so I think they'll be all right. They might eventually get a ring.
Hey, you know who Jared DeVries? Remember had him on the show? Guess who he was teammates with?
Who?
He played in Detroit for 12 years.
Oh, he was at Detroit. That's right. Yeah.
He was teammates with Dominican Sue.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he didn't say this. Jared didn't say this, but I heard through the grapevine that just from reading and stuff, that Sue was a just terrible teammate in the early years.
I could imagine. That guy seemed like he was a loose cannon.
Time for playoff baseball. Yep, that's true, Silas.
That's right.
Hoops from the Hills on the front and Eat Shit Pit on the back. I'll buy 2.
There you go. Got 2 sold, Paul.
Well, that's enough reason to invest right into it.
I got to watch Randy Mazey the other night after the game, the farewell game. That was really emotional. I even almost cried. I didn't, but I almost did. I could feel the tears working up. I'm glad he did what he did for West Virginia baseball because they were getting ready to close that program down.
Oh yeah, he's very integral to the program, no doubt. And congrats to Randy Mazey and everything he did over an awesome career. I was lucky enough to be able to interview Amanda, his wife, who worked for the program for so many years too, in the Country Roads Trust. Great people. She's awesome. She really is. She was a fun interview. She's so good at what she does that I felt really inadequate interviewing her. You know, like she's like, that's what she does for a living, like trained to do. And here I am trying to, interview her about Country Roads Trust. I've gotten better, but it's hard to be a really professional interviewer. You don't know it till you're in that seat,
Oh yeah, for sure. By any means.
Luckily I'm pretty good off the top of my head because I'm not a planned out kind of person.
You guys care if I do a little giveaway for merch? I'll send it out in the mail on the show here tonight.
Go right ahead, bro.
Oh man.
What they gotta do is remember the number. Think of a number between 1 and 20, and I'll show you the prize here in just a second.
Well, we got 95 people in here, so you might have multiple winners if you only do 20.
Well, give me a number between 1 and 95.
There you go. Number between 195. Well, we got 213. You guys did it on purpose.
There's no way. I came in right at the same time, too.
I'm going to guess. What number were you in high school, Nathan?
Say again?
What number were you in high school?
In high school?
Yeah.
I played football. I didn't play anything else. Didn't play basketball. I played class tournament basketball. We did like intramurals.
Oh.
But that's not it.
Oh, okay.
That's a good guess.
69 is my number.
This is going to be your prize. I picked this up.
Oh, that's nice.
Good for your man cave. I ain't got the room for it here at the house. What you have to do is get a hold of me X. If you don't care, Paul, share my X profile.
Okay.
Or
I got it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Oops. So it is at Nate Scott WVU. So it is, let's see, I'm going to type it in there now.
Not yet. I haven't seen it anyways.
Keep throwing them in there.
Okay, so on numbers, we've got 13, 13, 73, 13. Sean did that on purpose with 13.
He said the
37,
13.
yeah. 22, 50, 16, 3, 44, 69,
23.
23, 42, 2. You want to guess one?
I'll throw 12.
17.
I might have to end up just doing the closest.
I have not seen it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just pick a name. 4.
I'm
10.
going to. I'm going to say I'm going to go with the closest one.
That'll work.
Lidzall. He got it. He got close with 44, but
You got lights off. What was it?
it was a way one up there, but it was close. I think.
Closest.
Yeah, it
All
was.
right.
It was 58. I don't think we had that.
Oh, so 69 not closer than 44?
That's pretty.
It was 58.
Give it to Lysol.
50. 5-8.
Right.
Do
Give
you
it
have
to
anybody else? I didn't see anybody else with that. I'm just trying to scroll through.
Lysol can win. He is a very loyal subscriber and all that. So
Timothy Green just did it,
Timothy Green.
Nothing's fitting.
What?
Ha ha ha, Timothy.
That's
Good
funny.
job, Tim.
Nice try. Lidzall, you got yourself a WVU hand painted picture I picked up. I'll tell you, I bought this at Goodwill.
Sean's trying to screw me out of the prize. He said it's Price is Right rules.
Yeah, it can't go over.
I went over.
And if you can find me on X, send me a message.
So Lysol, at Nate Scott WVU. Here, I'll just share it if I can.
Yeah, that's fine. Not a big deal.
Perfect.
I'll send something else with this too, Lidzall.
That was nice of you, buddy. Appreciate that.
I thought that was something we could probably maybe bring to your channel down the road if you get merch.
Yeah, giveaways. That's a good idea, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for doing that. Who doesn't have X? Oh, he might not have X. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's what Lotzel says. I don't even have X.
Go ahead and. Oh, let me see if I can join the chat here.
Leo said he had 50.
Connect. I didn't see that. I'm sorry, Leo.
You sure you don't want it, Lightsel?
If Leo had 50,
Give it to Leo. Give it to Leo. At
Leo.
Nate Scott, WVU.
Here you go, Leo.
Leo? Yeah.
Leo.
Leo. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Give it to Leo.
Leo, I don't know if you got X. I'll send Paul out my email, and Nick and I post this in the description, I'm sure, with the prize.
Yeah, I'll type it one more time. So Sean said to let everybody know there's a live chat on the forums as well as for registered users.
Oh, nice.
So that's pretty cool. He really went out and found the best forum we could get, guys. So it's probably going to perform a little better than I don't know this for sure, but we were trying to find something not as dated as some of the other ones that are around. I don't want to name names, because I don't want to disparage any other of the forums, but you guys know the ones that are out there WB related. So we were trying to modernize them a little bit, get a little bit newer. So John's really good at that stuff. That's what he does. So we might have to tweak it as we go, but it'll be good. So get over to WB Insiders, guys. And look, I'm serious. We're about to possibly make a purchase that's going to make that I better not say too much too soon. But we're trying to grow this thing, y'all. We're real excited about it. We just want y'all to be a part of it, man.
Everyone should. Everyone should.
Yeah, I know you clean cars for a living, but you self-taught yourself some like code and stuff. Magic Shine, baby.
That's
Thanks to
right.
the channel sponsor, Magic Shine. Look at that smiling face right there beside it. Sean, Redbeard. Thank you guys for joining today. I'm going to get me a pizza and just chill for the night.
Sounds like dinner time.
Sounds like dinner time, baby. Thanks to Nathan for coming on and doing a giveaway.
Yeah, that's awesome, Nathan.
And Jordan, Country Roads Webcast. Probably should have plugged this a long time ago. Sorry, forgot all about it.
Hey, no worries. Yeah, check me out. Rhodes Webcast covering WVU football. And check me out if you're into movies, TV shows, and of course, more recent news, the EA Sports College Football video game, JC's Pop Culture on YouTube. I've got over almost 30 videos providing updates on that game, in addition to movies and TV show reviews as well. So check me out on YouTube also.
And you know, obviously I plug him every time, but he really does, man. He does a great job. He's one of the best list keepers in the business.
Hey, thanks, man.
You know, he keeps track of everything, though. You know, who's coming in, who's going out, that kind of thing. So, y'all get over there to Country Roads Webcast and hit that subscribe button. Do it here too. Go to the website, check it out. Sign up, guys. We'd love to have a few of you guys sign up tonight if you could. And because we're going to, like I said, we're going to make it paid or do something. Something's going to be paid for too long. So get over there while you can. All right, guys, we're going to cut off for the night. Do you have something else to say?
Nope, I'm all good.
All right, Nathan, thanks for coming on, man. And we will catch you guys on the flip side. If any news comes out, we will be here to report it as soon as possible. But until then, thank you for joining this episode of Hoops from the Hills. This episode is over. We are out.